All right, so let's have a wrap up pretty quick from last. We're talking about proactive and reactive. So proactive is you prevent the problem before they arise. And reactive is reacting to a problem after it arises. Proactive is actually you have a good value system. And you know what you want to do, and you do it. You're not forced to do it because you do it for your value system, for your principle, and you know it's good for you and it's good for the other people. And that's important about proactive. Reactive means I don't care. Unless I was forced to do something, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be a spectator. So the proactive person bring the sunshine to wherever he is. Reactive persons complain about bad weather. Oh, it's rain all the time. Oh, it's blowing the wind. Oh, it's soggy. It's sad. But proactive person say, no, it's always good. It's always sunshine. And it's always optimistic. It's always hopeful and always happy, always joyful. That's proactive. The reason we can be proactive, of course, is because God made us good person and God's spirit inside of us help us to do the right things. And then we talk about what's Jesus' yoke, what is Jesus' burden. Jesus' yoke is be glorified by God and bring glory to God. And Jesus' burden is to fulfill God's plan and purpose for him. So through the Jesus' whole life, he lived a very proactive life because he know what he need to do. He know God's plan for him, and he know what is good, and he going to put his life to make it happen. Of course, Jesus worked very hard until he put on the cross. He was put on the cross and died for all of us. So Jesus is all our effort, be a proactive person on earth. And then the reason we talk about success is always fully utilize the talent and the resource God has given to you, manifestation of God's glory. Make this world a better place in his kingdom. So God create us, God give us talent, God create us, God give his glorious image. That's we all know what is good, what is bad. Nobody else need to tell us. We all know by nature because God put inside of us, the so-called God conscience. So we need to live for God's glory and live for his kingdom. Then this is interesting thing I like to share with you. This is what I come up with. Characteristics of proactive people. What kind of characteristics proactive people have? And then later I will ask Pastor Lee to comment also. The first thing is, of course, they have principle and they know what is truly right and good. So if we don't have the principle, we don't know what is right and what is good. How are we going to act? Based on what? Because we have principle, because we have a compass inside of our heart, or we call conscience. We know what is right, we know what is wrong, and we do what is right according to our principle. That's called proactive. But this word is get better because the proactive people do more good things. Then the reactive people don't do much, or the bad people do bad things. And that's why it's important. We have principle, and we know what is truly right and good. And second thing, they're confident. Why they're confident? Because they have a principle. They know what is absolutely right, and they know what is absolutely good, and they have a goal to make this world better. So they're confident. I know what I'm doing. And the confidence is very important. If you go to any company and you don't have a confidence in what you're doing, and then you're in trouble, because then you're very shaky and you cannot face any challenge. Same thing in the school. When you study very hard, you're trying to do the good grades, you're trying to build up all the resume for going to the good school, you need to have confidence. But however, if you don't have a principle, you don't have the foundation, and you don't know what is right or what is wrong, then you cannot be confident because you don't even know what's going on. But how can you be confident? It's just like the ships sail on the sea. There's no compass, and no goal, no destination. You think this ship is in trouble? The ship is in big trouble. There's no way this ship has any confidence at all. But that's why proactive people are confident. Then proactive people have the discipline and self-control. Now, what is the discipline? You know, the root for this word discipline comes from disciple. So discipline basically means the habit disciple used to have. In the old time, you know, when you're a disciple, like they don't have a school, they don't have education. So you want to do any job, okay, or any profession, you need to be a disciple of someone who's very experienced and who's very good at it. So you know what the master told the disciple do on the beginning? Wake up every day, 6 o'clock in the morning, and clean up the shops and organize everything, cook, do all of these chores. Because nobody else will do it. That master's not going to do it himself. So only the junior disciple who doesn't have experience, who want to learn the skill later to be a profession. So he had to do all the detailed things. And he had to do it every day without any exception. And he had to keep doing it. That's called discipline. A discipline. Discipline means basically keep doing the right things without giving it up. And keep the habit and require yourself follow this routine and don't give it up. That's a discipline. Okay. So like if you want to be a good student, you cannot say, oh, I'm going to play video game until 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to wake up at 11 o'clock. I'll skip a few classes. And you don't have a discipline. And there's no way you can get good grades. So proactive people had the discipline. Now, what is self-control? Discipline is to have the capability, keep doing the right thing. That's called discipline. You follow the rule, you follow the expectation, you're doing what is good, what is right, and keep doing it and don't give it up. Even sometimes getting pretty tough. That's a discipline. Self-control means don't do the bad things. Like a very good example. You love to play video game. I understand a lot of teenagers love to play video game. But do you know it's good for you? Of course, you know it's not good for you. It keeps you stay so long and late in the night, and you get tired, and you don't have time to study, you don't have time to read Bible, you don't have time to exercise. It's bad. But you keep doing it. Why? Because you don't have self-control. So self-control means you don't do the thing that is bad. Discipline means you keep doing the good things. You keep doing the things that is good. So that's the difference between discipline and self-control. So the proactive people have discipline and have self-control. So you need to ask yourself, do you have a discipline? Do you have a self-control? Obvious. If you don't have a discipline, you don't have a self-control. There's no way you can be successful in the future. You can just be a social person, mediocre person. Why? Obvious. You waste the most precious resource God gives to everyone, which is time. And you don't know what's God's expectation for you. And you know what is good, but you don't do it. Now, how can you be successful? Forget about it. It's impossible. So when you get into the professional field, when you get a job in the company, you didn't do a good job, you get laid off, you don't have a good foundation. Why? Because you're not a proactive person while you're young. So it's very important. Discipline and self-control is two of the characteristics that proactive people have. And number 4 is persistent and perseverance. Persistent, you keep doing it. Okay, you keep doing the same things, okay, without giving up. That's called persistent. Of course, good thing. Perseverance means you can keep doing it without giving up, and you can tough it out. Okay. And this is very important. Persistent and persevering. Or you call it tenacity, just like the people running a marathon. You know, sometime after I heard it's like a 15, 16 miles, the body basically just cannot tolerate it anymore. You only have that much energy that right. But the perseverance, it makes them keep running. I will continue to do it. And then suddenly, the new energy coming up, they just keep running. Those are marathon runners, the last 100 meters they run is faster than most of us run 100 meters. Can you believe that? It's just amazing that persistence and perseverance is very important. And proactive people don't complain. They just keep doing it. They're just working hard. Remember I say, persistent people take the weather with them and make wherever they go sunshine. But the passive reactive people always complain about the weather, the environment. Oh, it's not good for them. The proactive people change the environment, create the future. Reactive, passive people let the environment control them. The whole world can get better and the better is because proactive people are making it better. Okay, not reactive people. Reactive people just always get told what to do, but they cannot create the future. So this top 5 things. And then number 6, because they want to change the world, because they want to get better and better, proactive people keep learning and keep charging forward. Always something new to learn, always something to improve, always moving forward. And this is proactive people. Reactive people, unless somebody whip them, unless somebody kick them on the real end, unless somebody say, I'm going to punish you, and somebody can threaten you, they do something. Otherwise, they just stop learning. They don't read book. They don't like to read book. They don't like to work hard because they don't have a goal. And that's where the problem about a lot of people, okay? That's why I would really like to see every youth who join this camp are proactive people. They're going to be very successful in the future. Now, I'd like to give the Pastor Lee some chance to comment and share his experience. Pastor Lee always work hard. I think she's very young, okay, and still work hard now. But smiling, happy all the time, and I think it's a very good role model for all of us.
Well, I thank you. I never did, I never did consider myself proactive, but you have a goal, and you have a high expectation for yourself, and therefore you have the drive, and so I just want to give you an example. When I came to America, I was age 14, and I want to go to medical school, but people told me that no, you are a bit too late because your English was my English was I only had 2 years of English, and they said that it was maybe it's not good. They were very kind to me by not discouraging me, but they were just telling me that it's really a hard work. I had a high school counselor, and he would pat on my shoulder when I still remember to this day. He took me to my math class, and he pat on my shoulders. Go ahead, prove them wrong. And so I didn't know too much, but so I went into the classroom and didn't know. Even though I know those were no, they're talking about math problems, but I didn't understand. So so basically that what I had to do in the next 5 years is to bring my English and my understanding of the language and all that up to a level that I could compete and get into medical school. And so I literally just did not do anything else. And I really appreciate that the Olympians, the athletes, who set aside everything else that they enjoy and everything, and just practice and practice. The same thing, like the gymnasts who just do the same routine over and over again. It requires exactly lots of discipline. That means you wake up before people to do. And I got into college within 2 years of arriving in America. And but my biggest problem was that I had to have good grades, but then I have to take English 101, 102, 103, which are the classic English literatures and what they call all the Shakespeare and I barely able to understand conversational English. And now all of a sudden in 2 years I have to write essays and write paper. And so I went to my professor and says, I told him my story, and he says, you do your very best. I'll take into everything else into considerations. And so every morning I memorize, not only the vocabularies, 10 words every day, every morning. And I get up and then before everybody else, I had nobody to complain to. That's what I want to do. And I keep learning. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I didn't know that until now that I put no pain, no gain. And so I just try, and I had a goal. That's what I want to do. And so I put my heart at it. And I remember in college, everybody else were going to work, and I mean going to play. And I want to go too. But I had I applied for the job to be working in the dorm as a receptionist. And I chose to work, which was easy because nobody wanted to work on weekends. So I had to be at the reception office the whole weekend. But nobody come by. I was getting paid and I was studying. And so that's, I want to give God the credit. But after 5 years, it paid off. And in the sense that I was able to get into medical school with low point. I just barely got in. And so put your mind into it, and discipline. Discipline not only is it's your strength and the physical, but it's also a mind. You will fail, and I learned a lot from Simone Biles. Yes, you are going to lose, and you are going to, what do you call it, have things that you start to doubt your own confidence. But just like Uncle Min said, the proactive people, it's a composite in everything. And so, yeah, I really appreciate this. It summarized it. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Great. Thank you for Pastor Lee or Dr. Lee's sharing. So it is really important. You have to know you work hard, and like Dr. Lee said, during the weekend, everybody's playing, so-called enjoy their life. Okay, but Dr. Lee's work hard, trying to catch up. Eventually, it's good doctor, pastor, and still serving everybody today, and he's happy. And this is what we call success. Remember, it's what we call success. And there can be another Dr. Lee, 14 years, many years ago. He doesn't study. He enjoys life like everybody else, and doesn't work hard, doesn't get to the college, doesn't get to medical school. He might be just any regular chore. Okay, maybe just serving McDonald's and complaining about it. Oh, everybody else have such a good income, good job. Why I'm doing only here? Well, there's a reason. You work hard, you don't enjoy your life, so-called enjoy your life, and you feel good. And this is noble. Why it is noble? Because this is what God wants us to do. That's why it is noble. Okay. If something not from God, it's not noble. Okay. The only thing noble is always from God, always from his glorious image. It's always from the conscience inside of us. When it's noble, you feel joyful and you feel peaceful. When it's not noble, you feel bad. Okay, just like you play the video game. Oh, you play 7 hours in a row and so tired. Do you feel noble? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel, oh, thank God, I did everything you want me to do? No, tell you the truth, no, not right. Because in your heart, in your conscience, it's not right. And that's why it calls self-control. Out of your conscience, you know it's not right. And your parents, everybody tell you it's not right. And you keep doing it. And you're in trouble. Well, you can enjoy it. I have to say you can enjoy it, like 30 minutes, 1 hour here. But once you get addicted, you get bonded, you get controlled, and you're in trouble. Proactive people never get controlled by the bad things. Okay, proactive people always contribute. Okay, and then number 7, proactive are energetic, responsible, and conscientious. They have a lot of energy. You ask Pastor Lee, where the energy come from? You study like 14 hours a day. Where the energy come from? Well, because the drive from inside, from the spiritual power, from the determination, from the being proactive, trying to achieve something noble. So if you don't have a goal, you don't have some noble goal, there's no way you can accomplish much. Because it's so easy in this world, especially in the United States. You have enough money to make a living, live in an apartment, play around, all the time, it's not that hard. But what you lose is you lose the great plan God for you. You lose all the potential God has for you. And you waste all the talent God give to you. And not to mention you waste the most precious resource God give to you. That's your time and your life. So you can end up with life complaining, oh, my life is not fair to me. The world is not fair to me. It is fair. It's just you're not proactive. Number 8, they don't procrastinate and they take action. Of course, proactive, you have to take action. Just like Joshua shared with all of us that, right? Don't procrastinate. If something has to be done, get it done. Don't procrastinate. I have to tell you the truth. I'm certain kind of, for something I don't like to do, I procrastinate, even I know I need to do. And that is bad. That's why I've been praying to God, help me, don't procrastinate on something He wants me to do. Okay. I like to study Bible. I like to read. I like to meditate. But I hate to take action. Okay. Sometimes take action takes time. That's what I don't like to do. But however, that's why I had to repent and ask for God's help. And number 9, they are positive. Proactive people are positive, optimistic, diligent, and they're result oriented. They want to accomplish something. They want to show result. And they want to keep moving on to get closer to their goal. And this is a proactive people. Okay. And proactive, like we say many times, always have goal. And proactive people are selfless, willing to bring people with them to reach a goal. If your goal is good, if your goal is noble, if your goal is to manifest God's glory, if your goal is to help people, to make this world better, why do you want to be selfish? You want to be selfless, and you want to bring everybody with you to enjoy this accomplishment, to enjoy this achievement. That's why being proactive is a requirement, part of leadership. You want to be a leader, you need to be proactive. And so no leader is reactive. Okay. Oh, I have to take action now because I'm forced to do it. Otherwise, my company is going to break down and they're going to bankrupt. That's reactive. Proactive people always create a future. So if you want to be leader, you need to be proactive. The proactive people are the ones who make difference to this world. So for all the people who make a difference to this world, like iPhone, like robot, like a PC, like a Microsoft, like SpaceX, Tesla, all this are done by the proactive people, by the people who work very hard, by the people who like to make the difference. Give you an example like Jeff Bezos, the founder of the Amazon. When he was in New York, making good money because he was like a financial advisor or the equity investment. But once he saw this chance to sell the books through the web and later basically everything on the web, online, he immediately packed everything he had and drive his car with his wife from New York to Seattle because he had a bigger goal he needed to accomplish. I don't know whether he's a Christian or not, whatever. But however, inside there's a drive. He needed to accomplish so much more. So this is the story of the Amazon. It's a few $2 trillion company now. At that time, he make $1 million a year. He should be able to just enjoy his life. But that's not what the proactive people do. Enjoy life. That's not what they do. They want to make the difference to this world. Okay. That's why they have space industry. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they have their own space industry. And they do better job than all the countries can do, all the government can do, because they're proactive. There's so much potential. And they get such a good leader to make sure all the people of talent can get together, make different things. Okay. Later, we're going to talk about leadership later. And then they're about the principle, big picture. And they don't worry about who takes the credit. Proactive people always want to accomplish something and help the other people and make this world better. And they don't care. Whatever he has done is recognized and clapped the hands by the people who say, oh, you're so great. Maybe they enjoyed it. But I think important things, the journey is a reward. They just want to accomplish something. And at the end of the life, they just want to say, hey, I've done my best. I make the difference to this world, and hopefully it's better. And I have no regrets. And this is the attitude of the proactive people. Okay? And I'd like to, again, give the Pastor Lee some time to come in.
Well, you know, if you look closely at this list, there's nothing about your IQ or how smart you are. And I'm just fascinated because, and I'll share it with you. I had in college, that's when you start to have roommates. And I learned from my roommates a lot. I have roommates who are basically what they call hedonistic, and people who come and they just say, oh, I'm finally free from my parents. I'll enjoy whatever. Okay. And I have never seen people that they had a girlfriend in the bed and in my room, and I they didn't care. And I also have roommates who are just so smart. And one of them who used to laugh at me, and he says, why are you studying so hard? He said, and he was a genius. And I would be practicing, doing my math, and I will be working at least a week ahead any midterm of the exams. And the night before that, he just opened the textbook and he just kind of scanned the pages. And I said to him, it is, well, what are you doing? He says, well, and he looked at me. I still remember that. He said, aren't you a dummy? All I have to do is just to refresh myself with the theorem and the principle and apply them, and that would be it. And I said, well, I try to apply them, but I have to practice with cases but with, well, what I'm trying to say is yes, he does get higher score than I do, but we both pass. And I have 4 kids. One of them is that smart. And it didn't come from me, but but he never had to study. He never brought any homework from home. The only problem is that his fraternal twin brother, they're twin boys, is the normal person. And he has to study hard like many of us. And he, whenever there's a test, he doesn't go to bed until 12 o'clock. And he has stomachache, and he gets really uptight and all that. And his brother, the morning of going to school, as I drive, he just flipped the pages. And I said, well, you're just like my roommate. And yes, he is. But with perseverance, discipline, self-control, persistence, and just keep working. The smart people don't come out ahead. It's people who put hard work into it. And so if you're not smart and if you're not a genius, don't be discouraged, because the great majority of us are not. And probably Uncle Min can tell you stories that he's not MIT or no, but then the people he worked under him in his team. Tell them the story. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I definitely not, smart. IQ is not high because for all this equivalent SAT test to get into the high school, I failed it. Okay, I failed it. So I was ranked probably, I would say at least bottom 50%. Okay, of all the people who take the exam, everything. But I do have a goal, and I always want to be one of the best. Actually, not be one of the best. I really want to be the best in the whole world. Everything I want to be the best in the whole world. Just more like an Olympic gold medal. So eventually, it's all God's help, okay, with all the God's grace. Because I have a good attitude, I think because I want to accomplish something noble, and I want to do something out of my conscience, eventually our group, R&D group in Texas Instruments, in that field, we're the Olympic champion. We're the best in the world. We have all the MIT people, Stanford people, Berkeley, UC Berkeley, Columbia, Princeton, you name it, PhD from those schools. And God gave me the capability to put them together as a team to accomplish the best in the world. Okay. And we're the Olympic medal in that field. And that's where Texas Instruments is not today. Most of the product were the product where I developed, or at least this field is where I developed long time ago. So it's important. You want to be the best in the world. You want to help as many people as possible. And you want to use the teaching from Bible. And God is on your side. Or you can say you're on God's side first, then God is on your side. And you can accomplish so much, I tell you, 10 times, 100 times more than you expected. But however, all the glory belongs to God. It's not from us. It's not for us. That all the materials or materialistic abundance given by God, we have to return to this world. We have to give back to help the people. Okay, we don't just use the money God gives to us, live a luxurious life, live a flashy life. No, we don't do that. Okay. So I think that's what the proactive people is all about. So to keep this list, I will try to post in the Google Share again. And then let's talk about the homework today. Homework today is please list 5 things that you can be more proactive. Let's sit down with your parents to talk about what they expect more from you. Are those things you should do more proactively? A lot of times you're trying to argue with parents, don't understand you. Oh, my parents don't understand. Play video games, so fun. Ask them why they don't want you to play video games, okay? Are those things you should do more proactively? Now, have you been a contributor or spectator during last week? A lot of things happened at home, in your life, at the school. You're just sitting there doing nothing, or actually doing something to make the difference. Okay, so this is homework assignment number 14.